Alright, so getting the help of Isabel and Carlisle today. They're going to help out with the video log. Carlisle is getting the shovel so we can use it on another piece of property. But as you can see, we're getting some much needed rain today. So we're going to grab this shovel and then head over to a piece of it. And you'll be able to come along, and as we do more water, and then we're gonna also check on the hogs, give them some feed, give you a little video of them. They're piglets. They're not small anymore, but they're definitely still piglets. So that and much more. So let's get to it, shall we? Alright, so I'm teaching the children some responsibility today, and we're here with the bottle cattle pasture. Yep, alrighty. I'm going to kick on this hand line. Blackie knows it's feeding time. Oh yeah. We did get some rain, but not nearly enough. All right. So let's close it up, you guys. And if you remember the children have turned Blackie, he's our bottle calf. And so he's getting big. Carlisle and I are gonna have to do some more measurements with him, see how big he is, which there's a plug from one of my videos. It's how to weigh your cow without a scale, an expensive scale. So check out that video. Yeah, we're gonna give him some grains. Start to fatten him up a little bit. So he likes it. Yeah, he's getting to be big. He's looking good. Lost his winter coat. So alrighty, now we're on to the range property to turn some water in, so, and let it out in a few different head gates. Now we're here to move this water line and get the water turned back on again. On the wheel lines, the sprinklers need to be vertical. So, just a little tip for you. I'm going to go ahead and hook this up. Lock it in. Alright, so Takes a minute for the wheel line to get pressurized. So once it gets pressurized and things are going well, we'll head on to the next place where there's not pressurized irrigation. It is a pipeline, but it's not pressurized, and we just have to control the head gates and the flow of water. So, slow down there. Keep recording until they all pop on. Gate, and then you can just leave this one open. Yep. All right, here we are. Realize these gates are too heavy. They're weighing down even these old gate posts. So I'm gonna have to come with an auger when the ground's a little bit more moist. Put in some new gate posts so these heavy gates can hang better. Alright, so got it diverting down 3 of 5 head gates. This one is a nice little hike up to the top. I did some minor cement work on it to get it up to snuff. So that's the view. Can't complain, right? They're nice and green. So, anyways, got it coming down this head gate. Like I say, 3 of 5. So it's falling good. So, my little rough cement rock job did just fine. Kids are off exploring. So, doesn't get much better than this, that's for sure. Pastures are greening up quite nicely for some summer feed. Just in time to bring them cattle. So keep hitting it with some water and see where we can go from there. Alright, well, I don't know about where you all live, but out here in the West, there's an eternal struggle between rancher, farmer, and a particular plant, and it's known as thistle. So this piece of property was pretty healthy as far as not having thistle, but now it is it's been neglected. So the thistle is starting to pop up. So if you don't get that thistle, you got to dig under it to get that crown underneath the soil surface. it just continues to proliferate until all you have is thistles. So anyways, it's, yeah, hopefully if I can hit it hard this year and get some of it unrooted, we'll have to see. But next year I might just have to bring the tractor out and spray it. I know it was sprayed several years ago, well, more like 15 years ago, so I'll just have to see what I can get to and then what will actually grow, and then see what happens next year. So I'm gonna do this for a few more minutes. It's actually a really nice cool day today. We've had some rain showers, so we're just sitting right here in the 50s, and so it's actually kind of nice to be out here working a little bit. So all right, so got to be done on this piece of property, but for now, because I got to go head over and clean out an earthen ditch and then take care of the hogs. So, but I just know that this is good. This is good prairie, like good meadow grass, good sod that's just strong and thick, and it's nice that it's going to seed. So this will be good feed for the cows. As you can see, I got a few more thistle I got to pull out, but anyways, so enough of this piece of property. Let's and I go head out and take care of them hogs, and then head over, hop, skip, and a jump to take out a ditch that's been softened up from all that water from last week. So. Taking care of the hogs. You're looking good. Water's all filled up. Thank you, buddy, doing that. Got to start bringing over some day-old donuts or something. Some of our, we don't usually have a lot of leftovers, so I have to do some of that too. But the pigs are getting a little chilly. It's supposed to get down near freezing tonight, so I'm not going to give them any water to make some mud to wallow in tonight, because like I say, there's a little bit of wind coming out of the north, and with how chilly it's fixing to get, and I don't want to catch the pigs by surprise and have them get freezing. So I'm going to head back, but that's all I'm going to do today. It's a little too muddy still from where the earthen ditch needs to be cleaned out from turning in the water a day or two ago. So I'm going to try again tomorrow morning, early at sunup, first light, to see what the soil condition is. But that's it for tonight. We'll pick it up again here on another day. Day, but it's nice and cool, so it's been really nice. We just took care of the hogs, gave them some slop, and it's hard for me with my screen. The sun. Someone else taking their water turns. There's no water coming down the ditch, so it's perfect. And as you can see, we sent water down this the other day, and just to get water going, but also too, it helps soften it up. So I gave it a couple days, and it's worked out really well. As you can see, it wasn't muddy, but it was just right. Perfect amount of moisture content in the ground. So just little by little. Sometimes you can't use the machinery. You just got to use good old-fashioned muscle and a little bit of elbow grease. So, anyways, that's what I've been up to today. I could have put it up on the tripod, but you know me, sometimes I just like to get after it and I just forget as I get going. But hey, at least you get to see the finished product. So there's a little bit more I've got to do, and then I've got to head and move more water line, more wheel line. So before I take off though, I'll give you a little shot of the piggies. We started giving them some slop, which is one thing I love about having hogs. Is, nothing on your farm or small homestead should go to waste, especially when you got hogs around. So they're omnivores, so they'll eat just about anything. Just ask your mobster neighbor. So, but gotta employ that child labor. Alright, so we got to move this wheel line, which requires this valve, this riser. We got the swing line that we got to take off, which you can see right here, and then we got the valve itself. So, what's our rubber hose? Now we just got to go down to our next riser. Pick it up. Unfortunately, this field doesn't have a lot of risers, and I need to get some more swing line. There's gaps where it gets water. Right now, this gives part of the wheel line to drain. But it's not as heavy, and that much weight in the wheel line, it can actually bend the pipe. So right here. Really clean them out. So then I always just need to make sure I'm bringing a shovel. Just gonna lock that on in place. There we go. Lay out this hose. So as you can see, I've got a 40-foot piece of swing line, but that wheel line is as far as it can stretch. So there's going to be a considerable gap in between. So not sure where all the swing line went, but I'm going to have to make do for now. I've got some hand line on order for that section of the field over there. Recording. All right, so here's the swing line. This one has a sprinkler on it, but I got to get about 2 more that don't have sprinklers on them.
That was a close shot.
All right, so That's just part of bringing the land back, is this kind of stuff. Like I say, sometimes it can be kind of mundane. This is what you do in the life of a farmer rancher. It's sometimes go, 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 then other times you're just doing things such as all this. Alright, morning. I'm Robert, and another day is a dollar, as they say, or in the farming world. Farming actually stands for fiscally armed robbing myself, so not sure if it's really another dollar, but anyways, I am here to change some water. About a half hour behind my water turn, but it's not life or death, at least not this time around. So I just thought you might find this interesting. Again, it's not pressurized, but it's ditch, open ditch, and I gotta divert water. I wish I would have done like a before and after, because so this is one of those diversion points I'm talking about. I'm gonna send it down this ditch, and it's gonna go through here under the pipe and underneath and out through that ditch, and then it's gonna go way back over there, the water, into that other field. So I'm gonna turn the water in now, and we'll go from there. All right, so as you can see, I've diverted. Basically, there's still 4 ditches right here, and as you can see, there's that divider, that cutter, that gives a quarter of the ditch, and you can either move it on, and now I've turned it so a quarter of that ditch is going into our property, because there's still 3 other ditches. There's still 3 other ditches that need to keep flowing down. So that's how that works. So you don't want to take too much water, because then you're going to make someone mad downstream. They're not going to get the water that they need. So anyways, let's go down to the field now that we've got the water turned in, and get some dams set for our water turn today. And as you can see, a few weeks ago we ditched this with a tractor and a ditcher, so it's cleaned out, so we shouldn't have any problems I am going to just walk the ditch just to make sure, and then we'll meet up at the field to turn the water in. So something interesting to note is you can see this ditch, and it literally serpentines through this gentleman's property. And if you're not familiar with like how water rights and everything works, is I have legal access to his property just to be able to make sure that the water's flowing unobstructed through his property. But you're also respectful, so even though you have access to the property, you want to not disturb livestock or animals or equipment. I mean, pretty basic common sense stuff. So, but he legally, even though he might not even get any of that water from the ditch, obviously there'll be saturation from the ditch, but he has to maintain that ditch for people downstream, which I'm happy to do. He was kind enough a few weeks back to help us ditch, run his ditcher and tractor through, and he even maintained the culverts, he said, and so everything looks really good. So he was a responsible rancher and did his part, and so and the same thing goes with me. It's just kind of that I help you, you help me, etc., and it just kind of goes on down the line. So even though this ditch ends at our property, there's a few other ditches that it goes to our property and it continues on downstream. So it's that whole mindset of we all just help each other out, and together it works out for everybody. And so excuse me, I'm going to actually finish cleaning out this ditch. It's taken just about 45 minutes and it still hasn't quite reached the as you can see, this is where we need to get it to, is to this cement ditch that we've been slowly flushing and cleaning out too, and then it will just get water to this property. At this point, we're just trying to get what we can to the property and go from there. So, and then in hopes that next year we can plant some rye or barley or some Indian ryegrass or something of that sort. So yeah, you can see the difference that this ditch doesn't get ran much, only when it's our water turn. So we need to make sure that things are clean. And yeah, so that's what I got. I got to run up north today, pick up some supplies and do some things with the family. And so it's kind of a big day in the city. So I'll pick this up tomorrow. Alrighty, well, the water turn has come full circle. It's just after midnight, and I had to go up north, so I couldn't get water to different parts of the field, so I had to turn it into just one spot. But I made it down about a football field length, so I'm happy about that. Seeing now we're going into the really dry season, the water turns aren't going to come as often. Well, they will come as often, there'll just be less water. But that's how it works here with the water turns. So my turn ends and another man's begins at 12:45 a.m. Whether or not he's going to take his turn, that's not for me to decide. I've got to turn the water down the ditch because that's just how it works. You take your turn and you're done, and you never want to be accused of stealing water. So I'm going to go up to the diversion point that you saw earlier today and send things right back down the main ditch. So that's my day. Tomorrow I'm going to be helping a friend, Shane. You remember Shane from the piglet video where we put the piglets out of the trailer into the pig pens? I'm going to be helping him haul some hay. And speaking of hay, I need to both him and I, we need to find hay for our cows that we're going to be procuring here, bring them to the ranch here in a few weeks. So because hay prices are going sky high, and they're only going to get more as the summer continues and the drought worsens. So that's something I'm going to have to do, and you can come along for that when we decide to go get the hay. And hopefully within the next week or so I can secure some hay for wintertime feeding, because it's that time of year to start thinking about that.